Do you remember your first time? Using a VR headset, of course! I imagine most of my audience are probably VR degens, so a decent chunk of y'all have tried out a VR headset before. And even if you've been playing VR for years, you probably still remember your first time because it's just such a unique sensory experience compared to anything you've had before it. Of course now, it's just VR. I just put on the headset and dance or hang out or request on 20 friends just to be reminded that no one actually cares about you, and you're crying in a drinking night with only the company of Rob Rogan's voice to soothe you. But who else remembers the Oculus VR demo? Because the graphics aren't good, and the OG Oculus Rift I bought on Craigslist is not an impressive headset today, nor was it really at the time. But that was my first VR headset, my first time putting it on, and the demo was the first thing I saw, and it blew me away to be actually immersed in a virtual world. And while I'll never experience that first time in VR again, it's fun to experience new headsets, new features, more comfort, and each headset's personality. The OG Oculus Rift was sleek, lightweight, and comfortable, and a very good design to be a first VR headset. It's a good way to explain it. The OG Vive was rugged in a clunky way. It was big, heavy, had screen doors for screens, and was only comfortable if you paid extra for the deluxe audio strap. Deluxe is in quotations. But it felt like it was designed by enthusiasts who wanted to have fun and wanted it to be rugged and track well no matter the cost. The Vive Pro is even clunkier, less rugged, and ridiculously expensive, but it stays on my head no matter the G-forces. It has OLED screens and a great seal against my face that blocks out all the light leakage to allow me to enjoy some beautiful experiences in VR. It is a brick, and Vive Wireless makes me want to commit Criticize Israel online, but I loved my time with it in between all of the crash outs. There were quite a few crash outs. And the Steam frame is redacted, and I've totally never tried one. The Quest Pro just makes me sad. By the spec sheet, it should be a fine headset. It's lightweight, has high-resolution LCD screens, it's got wireless and face tracking. What more could you ask for? But for $1,500, I would expect it to be a good headset. And it's not. And I know some of y'all are expecting me to unfairly call it a bad headset because it's bad at dancing. And yeah, it is a bad headset for dancing. But not only is it fair to criticize it for being bad at dancing, the Quest Pro fails to be a good VR headset at all. It fails to capture that experience, that immersion that makes these headsets so fun. It doesn't feel like a headset someone designed to be easy for beginners or full of features enthusiasts would appreciate. It's just a product that fails to be a VR experience at all. But first, how it performs for dancing, because I'm a dancer. That's my whole thing. I can see the comments already. It's not a dancing headset. You can't criticize it for being bad at dancing. That's too fucking bad! Price and features create expectations. Face tracking, wireless, the fact that the controllers can actually track when your hands are behind your head, something the Steam frame prototypes can't even do. Allegedly, are all enthusiast features. $1,500 and the later price cut to $1,000 are very enthusiast price tags, so don't be surprised when your headset full of enthusiast features gets used and abused by enthusiasts. No one reasonably expects a basic family sedan to have top-of-the-line suspension, sporty handling, or tight, predictable cornering. But if you slap a 600 horsepower V8 and raise the price to $100,000, people are going to expect those features. So it's not unreasonable to be mad when the $1,500 launch price wireless headset can't stand up to basic wireless activities. Don't let bootlickers gaslight you into thinking it's wrong to expect enthusiast-priced, enthusiast-feature products to be good for enthusiast activities. We're not expecting a warranty, we're just expecting the small features to align with the big features. So what does the Quest Pro get wrong? Yes, I know chin straps exist. My Quest Pro has one. I feel like a retard in a helmet every time I put it on, but a chin strap is a band-aid for a bad design. So what's a good design look like? This is what the Vive Pro, Index, and OG Vive with the Deluxe audio strap look like. They put pressure on your cheeks and brow ridge. They have a strap over your head to carry most of the weight, and the straps on the side to stabilize and to create a little bit of tension. All those straps meet at the back of the head, with the most important part. This pad doesn't just press on the back of your head, it presses on the underside just a bit, and it mechanically locks the whole headset to your head. If you go upside down or spin really fast on the stripper pole, you queen, when the headset tries to lift off, the back is locked on the underside of your head, and the front won't fall off because the tension and friction holds it in place. But most importantly, it's not uncomfortable. Want to chill in VR? Keep the tension loose. Mine's loose right now. I don't need it to be tight while recording. And when you want to do things you really shouldn't do with a toaster strapped to your face, tighten the headset down like you're putting your fucking Crocs in sport mode. This is a Quest Pro strap design. It has a small back pad that doesn't really grab the underside of your head very well, but aftermarket straps add a larger pad and an overhead strap, so we'll give it the benefit of the doubt. It forgoes the traditional face gasket for an optional $50 light blocker, which we will get to. But most of the weight of the headset rests on a pad on your forehead, right in the perfect spot to give you headaches. Constantly ask me how I know. And I know you're screaming at me, chin strap, just use a chin strap, who cares? The chin strap fixes it. The chin strap pulls the headset down, and along with the fact that it's uncomfortable on your jaw, it presses that pad even harder into headache territory. I've been using the Quest Pro for a month, and because of it, I now have a bottle of ibuprofen sat right next to a bottle of Jack Daniels in my VR play space. But don't worry guys, it's not like this enthusiast-priced, enthusiast-featured headset will get used by enthusiasts. And even if they do, it's not like enthusiasts would, oh I don't know, spend the most amount of time in a VR headset and thus make it even more unforgivable that they ignored the standard comfortable headset design in exchange for the headache machine. I heard the Quest Pro went with this horrible design because they wanted developers to easily be able to put the headset on and off and rest it on their forehead while programming. It's not that fucking hard. Vive had a better solution for this. Vive did! That is an insult to everyone here, including me! I don't know the name of the headset. It does not deserve that respect. Headset flippy uppy, but make sure it's a nice strong metal hinge with positive locks. Halo straps are dumb and bad, but hear me out. Halo strap with a nice big back pad. Have a forehead pad here with lots of adjustability and a face pad that presses on your cheeks and brow ridge. Put some goddamn over-the-ear headphones on it and sell it with an optional over-the-head strap. Dainty Silicon Valley devs can remove the face pad and flip the front of the headset up and down all they like. And actual VR enthusiasts can adjust the headache pad so it barely touches, and now the headset fits like any other. Plus, you can lift the headset up to find more alcohol. These are features people need. If you're designing a headset and want to use this design, hire me! I dropped out of college for mechanical and aeronautical engineering, but I know enough to be dangerous. For those who have to suffer with the Quest Pro because it's kind of the only option for face tracking in wireless, here's a mod guide! Suffer with me! This is my Quest Pro. It doesn't look like a bomb yet, but that will change with time. Chin straps are required for the Quest Pro. Buy the 30-inch stretchy Velcro straps, it's only $10. For $50, you can get the optional light blocker. It sucks ass, but it's required for any semblance of immersion. There's an aftermarket one that claims to work better though, so try at your own risk. I haven't tried it. There's lots of Quest Pro head straps and back pads available. Mine's a global cluster and it's good, but if you want a battery bank on the headset, those come with their own head straps. But do keep in mind if you, for say, spin on the pole really fast, those batteries tend to fall right off. Fuck these stupid slit headphones, especially on a $1,500 headset. That's just an insult. These headphones are also global cluster brand, and they suck ass. No matter what, they will not sit on my ears properly to create a seal, but I can't find any other options for Quest Pro headphones that aren't dainty little earbuds. So if you get these, move them all the way back on the head strap and rotate them forward like this. It makes them seal less horribly. The Quest Pro mic is fine, but I need a nicer mic for content so you can enjoy my horrible voice. And I am a slut for physical mute buttons. This is a Rode Wireless Go 2 with the actual mic being routed to the front of the headset so it doesn't pick up noise from the headphones that don't seal! But once again, you probably don't need this. Also, Thunder Tracker, because continuous calibration is awesome. Watch some of my other videos to learn more about it. I literally peeled the rubber off the bottom of the tracker and double side taped it right to the Quest Pro. All links will be in the description, and if you want your headset mods to look sleek, use black electrical tape. Mine actually doesn't look horrible, and I'm proud of it. Okay, I said this fundamentally fails to be a VR headset. Time to defend that statement. Now, with my Vive Pro, Index, hell, even the OG Vive or the OG Oculus Rift, I was always immersed in VR. The anime girls were real. I was transported to these beautiful worlds. The clubs were real. The landscapes were real. Even the really freaky ERP worlds were real. And when I danced, I was there in the club, having fun spinning my heart out on the pole while people watched and cheered. And the only thing to connect me to the real world was the play space outlines reminding me, yes, the VR world is big, but maybe don't sprint in that direction because you will hit a wall. But occasionally, Vive Wireless has to remind you it's a Vive product, not a Valve product, and thus crashes. And it's always such a weird experience because 1 second you are fully immersed in a virtual rave, a virtual club, or maybe mid-ERP. And the next second you're staring at the soulless expanse that is the Vive Wireless blue crash screen. I take the headset off and I'm now in a completely different world, a worse world, the real world, where all the men actually look like men and not hot anime women. And yeah, I hate my Vive Pro and Vive Wireless, but I'm now kind of nostalgic for those crashes because you can only have an immersion-breaking experience if you were actually immersed in the first place. Of course you subconsciously know it's not real. You can't lean on virtual walls, you can't hug virtual friends, and you cannot fuck virtual catboys. But you were there, immersed in that world. The Quest Pro utterly fails at that on multiple levels. Without modifications, you're either tightening the strap so much that it gives you a headache, or it's so loose that any fast movement will give you whiplash. You're never really wearing it, it's just on your head, constantly reminding you of its existence in a way no other VR headset does. And even with its best foot forward, the stupid $50 light blocker, big ol' headphones, and a chin and head strap, it always reminds you that it's there. The Vive Pro is known for being an absolute brick, but eventually you forget it's there, and that's what a good headset does. But the Quest Pro had to be different. It had to be unique. So congrats, you get the headache pad on a product that only enthusiasts are gonna buy. Just by the names, you can tell the light blocker is bad. Valve calls this the face gasket, you know, because it's a gasket against your face, and it needs to be a gasket because it doesn't matter what resolution the screens are or how nice the lenses are if there's light from your room bouncing off the lenses and onto your eyes. Meta's light blocker, on the other hand, it just kind of blocks some light. And yeah, it doesn't seem that bad. It's just a little bit of light and glare. Who cares? Well, in a good headset like the Index, a small immersion-breaking experience I've had is when you're in a very contrasty environment, like these beautiful particle worlds I keep showing you. Some light from the Index's own screens bounces off your eyeballs, hits the lenses, and causes a tiny bit of glare, and it's annoying when it happens. Now imagine if instead of just a little bit of light from the headset's own screens causing just a little bit of glare, it's all the light from your room, and no, you can't turn the lights off because the Quest needs it to fucking see! It's just a lot of glare on the lenses, it's not that immersion breaking. Anyway, headsets have the face gasket because a gasket's job is to separate things. It separates the VR world from the real world. It's not like you can blatantly see the real world through the large gaps in the light blocker. You can do your best to focus on the screens in front of you. You can look past the glare and get almost immersed in the virtual world. You're so close, but in your peripheral vision is the real world. And at least for me, it completely breaks the immersion. Now it's the software's turn to ruin your immersion. Accidentally bumping the headset causes it to completely take you out of the virtual world and ask if you need a break. There is no way to turn off this function. Now, the Quest Pro is a wireless headset, so obviously the software gives you a good wireless experience, right? Well, in a base station tracked headset, you can set up your playspace boundaries and set them up to display always, never, only when you're close, however you choose. Thank you, OVR Advanced Settings. They are reliable enough to effectively dance blind. I will sprint across my playspace and jump on the pole, only guided by the faint blue lines marking the walls and pole. No need to look out into the real world. The Quest has boundaries. Can you set them up to always be on? No. Can you adjust their height? No. How about set them so when you glance or look at the floor, they appear? I turned that setting on, and it doesn't fucking work! Here's how you dance in the Quest Pro. Yeah, you just look outside the headset. The boundaries are unreliable. I can't trust them to show me where the walls or pole are. I can't trust them to sprint across my playspace. You know, basic wireless activities, people. They don't appear when you need them, but of course they constantly flicker in and out of existence when you're trying to relax. You know what's reliable? Completely deleting your immersion with the real world in your peripheral vision. You're not in the virtual world. You're just dancing with the screen in front of your face, in your basement like a degenerate. Hanging out with friends while you're dancing? Friendly, constant reminder that you're not surrounded by people who care about you. Just look away from the small glare-filled screens in front of you. Look in any other direction. You're actually all alone. I'm getting more used to it, but VR just is not the same with it. I'm enjoying dancing more because it doesn't crash like Vive Wireless, but it has its own problems, so I'm really hoping the Steam frame fixes my issues, please. The best way I could describe the Quest Pro is Windows Mixed Reality. I've never used a Windows Mixed Reality headset, and I imagine most of you haven't either, but as an insult, it just fits. The Quest Pro is blatantly corporate with no personality. It doesn't feel like true VR. It's mixed reality. It feels like you described VR to an engineer and told them to make a feature-packed headset and forgo all of their traditional design. And they did, but you can tell they've never experienced the magic of true VR themselves. They don't know why the headsets are designed the way they are. They made something different, and it just fails to be a VR headset. You can look at the virtual world, you can see it, you can hear it, you can even interact with it, but you're not really there. I don't know where else to put this in the video, but the Quest Pro facial tracking sucks. I haven't really seen anyone else talking about this, but like, my Vive facial tracker is way better. Even though I switched to the Quest Pro as my main headset, I'm still using a Vive Pro Eye to record this because it just looks way better. Yeah, hi! I'm back. Hopefully back for actually a while and before disappearing again. It totally has not been 6 months since the last video. What are you talking about? Discord, Twitch, Patreon, Twitter, and of course the site where you can pay to see me naked. I've been really depressed, so not stressing over money at least helps, so consider it, I guess. Anyway, subscribe, like the video. I love y'all. Why are you still here? Bye. Okay, bye. Did you know you don't need a stripper pole to do pole moves?